from USA Today, fast food workers are losing their jobs in California as new minimum wage law takes effect. And who didn't see this coming? Quite literally, everybody was saying this. I'm not sure. I guess you had a couple of brain dead high schoolers working minimum wage jobs that thought this was going to work out. Obviously, you got the AOCs of the world and all the weirdo Democrats. They knew it wasn't going to work. Barbara Lee specifically said, we need to do a $50 minimum wage.
Congresswoman Lee, you're sticking by the $50 an hour minimum wage?
Let's be honest. First of all, we have to talk about what it takes for people to live in California.
They know this isn't going to work, but they are quite literally trying and succeeding at this point to destroy everything. Among the chains announcing cuts ahead of a $4 increase to the minimum wage in California are Pizza Hut and Round Table. The state's minimum wage will rise to $20 on April 1st. Of course, that came and went. But it wasn't rocket science, right? You didn't have to be a conspiracy theorist to realize this wasn't going to work. And while this is what's happening to the regular people who are trying to work an honest job in California, they're getting eliminated. And the business owners are getting broken into by thugs if they made it through the heavy-handed Rona lockdown. So that's basically three groups of people that are already having an absolutely miserable time, but it's working for the establishment. And of course, there's more. Why gas prices are so high in the Bay Area? Here's what experts say. So there's always an expert. So why is this happening? Why are the food prices through the roof? Why are we telling you to drive an electric car, but then we're also spiking the prices of energy? It doesn't make sense. But let's see what the experts have to say about why the gas prices are so high in California.
Tick, tick, tick. That meter keeps on rising. It's frustrating for drivers.
What can you do? There's nothing you can do.
You can leave. You can move because these people are fleecing you. They're bleeding you dry on purpose. It's quite literally going into their pocket. And then later, the bank account of the French Laundry.
Over $6. I was like, man, it's a little bit too much right now.
That's right. In some spots in the east,
It's a little bit too much. While businesses are quite literally fleeing, the businesses that haven't fled are laying off employees. And then other businesses, most notably the jewelry heist and the Venezuelan migrant who was shot outside of a barbershop in San Francisco. But I guess Newsom will fix the problem, and a clown car of extreme Democrats who plan to replace him.
Bay, a gallon of gas is either $6 or close to it. Fill-ups are costing drivers a fortune.
The whole tank cost me about $65, $70. So, I'm just getting a quick fill up just to get back on the other side.
So why are prices so high in the Bay Area? Tom Closa, the head of energy analysis at the Oil Price Information Service, says
Well, that's probably one reason. The oil price refinery, or whatever, some nonsensical bureaucracy that's going to tell you what the problems are, even though they're one of the problems.
there are two main reasons. The first, local refineries are focusing more on maintenance than production.
You've got refinery maintenance that's scheduled for Chevron at Richmond. You've got refinery.
Yeah, there's maintenance, and then there was a refinery, maybe he'll mention it, that was working to upgrade their systems or whatever, but then that got stopped because that wasn't green enough. It will never be enough for these people until you are quite literally, well, of course, they would rather abort you, but if they can't do that, then they're going to cut your junk off. But if you're not going to do that, at least you're going to live in the pod and eat the bugs, and you're not going to go anywhere in a car because gas is far too expensive, and we told you to buy an electric car even though that was expensive, and now we're raising the prices of electricity if you were able to get your hands on an electric car. They're coming at you from every possible angle.
Maintenance for Chevron at El Segundo in the south. And you have refinery maintenance for PBF, which operates the Martinez refinery.
And the second reason, a recent change at the Phillips 66 refinery.
One of the refiners that was contributing about 50,000 barrels a day of gasoline is now no longer making gasoline.
Gas prices in California are up 50 cents just in the last month.
That's it? They're just no longer making gasoline? You want to explain that a little bit further? Right? They just decided, that was a pretty good living. We were providing a product that people need and cleaning up in the process, but we're just not going to do that. You want to expand on that a little bit, bro?
While the rest of the country is only dealing with a 30-cent increase. And Closa says prices will keep going up in the next 40 days, but they should start to drop in the summer. However, he said
That's probably false, because that's another excuse they always use. Well, it's summertime. We have to use cleaner gas and it costs more for a refinery. So now you're telling us that the prices are going to go down in the summer? Doubt it.
if any refinery experiences any issue in the coming months, prices could rise again.
If you have a problem with
Yeah, I mean, okay, I guess you kind of have to give them credit. They're like, yeah, the prices are going to still go up, and there might be a problem, so they're going to even keep going up. But by summer, they might come down, but also probably not, because when summer comes around, we're going to be under the impression that you can't remember this, and we're just going to tell you that the prices are high because it's summer.
at the refinery in Benicia or Wilmington in the South or whatever, you could really have some pretty severe issues.
For now, drivers say they will just have to budget accordingly.
I've been seeing it slowly increase, but it's a little bit too much.
Yeah. It goes slow, and then it goes really fast. And they're just telling you, yeah, it's going to keep going up.
From ABC 7, this is Midday Live.
A new law now in effect here in California cracking down on
A new law. Okay, perfect. Gas price gouging law. The caption is, a new California law is now in effect cracking down on price gouging at the pump. Could this mean cheaper gas prices for you? Oh, wait, so there's going to be a watchdog to tell you that somebody else is the problem when it's obviously the state? This is crazy.
on price gouging at the pump. The big question now, could this mean cheaper gas prices for you? Thanks for being here. I'm Julian Glover.
And I'm Kristen Z. The governor's office touting the new state law as a...
Bro, it's time to let it go, all right? You did it. You had the afro. You maybe had the locks back in the day, braids or something. But it's over. You got to let it go. At least go with the Caesar. This is crazy.
model for the nation, saying California is stepping up oversight and accountability on the oil and gas industry. Now, this comes just as many Californians are preparing to travel for the 4th of July holiday.
ABC 7 News reporter Amanda Del Castillo joining us live in Dublin, where we found the Bay Area's cheapest gas prices. Amanda.
Yeah, Julian, Kristen, and even more promising, California is no longer the state with the highest gas prices. Washington state actually surpassed us last week. But after speaking with Patrol...
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be temporary, and nobody wants to go to Washington. I mean, Washington is basically just California with rain. But if they're at the cheapest gas in the state, it looks like it could be a Costco. I don't know. Maybe she'll tell us.
Petroleum analysts, it doesn't really mean that the law is going to equal lower gas prices, I'm learning.
Oh, so it's just a scam? So the scam they put in place, the watchdog group to make sure that gas companies aren't price gouging you, even if that were real, the prices would, I mean, it's all theater. It's acting, right? So it didn't matter. You're back at square one. Oh, well, yeah, this watchdog group is going to make sure that you don't get scammed, even though we're doing the scamming. But if we weren't doing the scamming, they're not going to find who is doing the scamming anyways.
Either debit or dollars will get you a $4.09 gallon of gas at the Safeway fuel station off Dublin Boulevard. One of the cheapest gas prices in the Bay Area this morning. And now an added layer of protection at the pump, as the governor, in a video posted online, points to delivering on a promise to hold big oil accountable.
This is just the start. We're standing up the nation's first big oil watchdog to monitor.
Bro, it's you with the crazy gas taxes and the crazy prices and the crazy environmental communism scam propaganda. That's you. And now you're saying we're going to tackle the big gas. Bro, no, it's over. Nobody's buying it, right? Do you think Gavin Newsom, the picture of, no rules for thee, but not for me, do as I say, not as I do, is there a more accurate epitome of that? And he's going to say, oh, we're looking out. We're going to watch the gas companies because they're scamming you. I'm figured.
For the industry 24/7, rooting out illegal price gouging in real time, helping you keep money in your pocket.
You're the one price gouging. You're the one doing the illegal scams, right? And this kind of reminds me of the PPP fraud. Right? So, California says you can't go to work. You got to shut down. It's for your own safety. And then a handful of people say, okay, well, you're going to give out free money. I guess I'm going to apply for it. And then they throw the book at them. It's like you scam a scammer and then they throw the book at you. These people are absolute thugs.
The The new state law is written to expose price manipulation in real time by requiring daily reports on the market and imports. It's meant to help prevent spikes caused by refineries going offline. It now requires monthly reports on refiners' profit margins. And even more, it establishes a new independent watchdog called the Division of Petroleum Market Oversight.
Another bureaucracy to point the finger to do like some sort of, I don't know, red herring or something and pretend it's over there. It's the same thing they do with the police, right? And no matter how bad the crime gets, they're going to say, well, this is police misconduct. I mean, these are the people who will steal something from your house and help you look for what they stole, or smash your knees, give you a wheelchair or some crutches, and then ask you for an apology and send you a bill. They create the problems and then sell you the solutions, and it's on an astronomical level in California.
Within the California Energy Commission. These are measures the head of petroleum analysis at GasBuddy says won't exactly equate to lower gas prices at the pump.
And keep in mind, prices move for myriad reasons, right? Somebody could basically sneeze today, or if there's a major issue at a refinery or oil producer, that's going to drive the market. But when it comes down to it, this piece of legislation is not a needle mover. It's simply uncovering what a lot of people don't know about.
Oh, so it's just political theater that Gavin Newsom thinks you're stupid enough to buy?
People like me that get to see these numbers and basically explain to people what is going on.
Still, Patrick DeHaan says transparency is always good. Instead, he says prices are driven by the market, supply and demand.
What the governor has not often cited is economics decide prices, just like expensive homes in California.
He wouldn't want that. He would not want to admit that, right? Because he is the economics. He is the cause of this. He's quite literally telling businesses to shut down, and then they're trying to sue grocery stores that want to leave the crime-ridden areas of San Francisco. It's just a mess.
There's not really one person in charge of setting the market price for homes. It's a market-based price that's determined by how many buyers there are and how many sellers there are. And gasoline is very similar to that.
Still, the new law is offering an added layer of protection at the pump.
We have to see how going to be the effects of, the gas gouging prevention. But
wait, so she said, that guy said, oh, this law is not really going to move the needle at all. And she says, well, there's still an added layer of protection. What? This is ABC. They're obviously going to go to bat for the establishment.
Technology is in favor of us, so I recommend everybody to use the app and check what is the gas price, the cheapest gas price in the area.
And I reached out to the Western States Petroleum Association. While I reference my notes, they just responded back saying the state's oil and gas industry has provided detailed and real-time data, saying they look forward to working with the Energy Commission and to holding the governor and other state leaders accountable.
So they're gonna continue on with the scam, putting the screws to Californians all over the place. So there's also this ex-MLB star and Senate candidate Steve Garvey, stunned by depths of California homeless crisis, will seek audit. Yeah, I guess it would make sense to find out exactly what's happening here. Let's take a look at the video. How about that?
Fielder Steve Garvey, who joins us now. Steve, great to see you. Glad to have you on the program.
Good to see an old sportscaster this early in the morning. Thanks, Will.
I love to connect. This is crazy. If you're going to spend that much money, shouldn't you know where it's going to go in California?
Oh, absolutely, Will. And, I started my...
Well, some people do know where it's going, and a lot of people don't. So shout out to this guy for actually, I guess, looking for an audit. It's never going to happen. These people are not going to admit what's happening. They're not going to open the books and allow you to see clear through it. But I wasn't even planning on watching that video or reading this entire article. It was really just to coincide with. So first, we've got the fast food workers. They're losing their job, right? Along with the business owners that are getting broken into every day and squeezed out by the political regime. And then, of course, the gas prices continue to go through the roof, and the experts are letting you know why. And this guy, of course, Steve Garvey, who is running as a Republican, but he's still like super moderate, like very liberal, but a California Republican. So he's saying he wants an audit, which sounds good, but it's not going to happen. And while you know, we basically know where it's going, but we don't know exactly, right? It's like some NGOs, shell corporations. Last but not least, this is arguably the most important portion, right? From the Orange County Register, and Orange County, I believe, is one of the more conservative regions of California, but they say, Governor Gavin Newsom, spend that $6.4 billion from Prop 1 on treatment that works. And let's just, for the sake of argument, say that this is all on the level. It's all fair and square. It's nothing like the recall election when the guy was caught sleeping in his car with a bunch of ballots and guns and pills and other type of drugs. Nothing like that, right? It squeaked by after 2 weeks or week and a half or whatever of vote counting, and then it just squeaks by. So it's like 50 and a little bit versus 49 and a lot. And that's enough. Wipe your hands clean of it. Gavin Newsom now has control of $6.4 billion that he's going to fix all of your problems with, even though he said he was going to do it back in 2008.
Problem of those that are out on the streets that we define as homeless, we better solve the housing problem if we're going to have an impact. And that's why we established this framework, what we call a 10-year plan to end chronic homelessness in San Francisco.
Okay, so if you want an audit, I guess that's the right thing to do. And as much as I can't stand these people, you got to realize, baseball star, big money, you're going up against the machine, bro. Kudos to you for it, right? But Newsom and Pelosi and all those people, they are going to do everything in their power to make sure that nobody finds out about this. We had Panera-gate, and he says, that's just not true. They just completely lie through their teeth. So I guess these were just like a handful of California stories, all concerning how much everything cost. And I guess we're okay, though, because Gavin Newsom is here to fix the problem with the $6.4 billion that he now has his smelly, grubby, sticky paws all over. And you should just focus more on the white rural voters who are planning to steal democracy from you.